Hi, so this is for the 11:11 portal, and the image that came along with the meditation is basically first I saw a waterfall, and the water kind of had like two different levels. So the upper levels was like just the normal water, and then right below it was kind of like a white shade that was just not blending in. And then soon after I saw a boat that was setting off, and it set off to the big ocean. And in the middle of the ocean there was a tree, and around it was a kind of like a whirlpool type of effect. So basically every single boat just get caught up in that whirlpool, and the person that was in that boat that left the waterfall, they were accompanied with by 6 other people, and they got also trapped in the whirlpool. And then but they didn't get stuck, they were pushed out after like 1 or 2 rounds, and then they continue their path, and then they return again to the waterfall. But this time the waterfall only had like one layer of water, and it was just a clean water. And soon after that, I saw a Roman soldier dressed in all the outfit, and they were huge, but they were demotivated, so they were really tired, and they kind of like fell onto the ground with their hands like wide open, sort of like giving up kind of position, and they kind of just lie there for a while. And then soon after I saw a fairy with all the one, and the one had like a star at the top, and the fairy also had a crown as well. And the fairy kind of like touched the forehead of the tired Roman figure soldiers, and then slowly they gradually get up, and then they switch their outfit basically. So instead of having the soldier uniform, they wore the scholar one, still in the Roman era. And then they set out, and on the way out they counted like lots of things, but they were not actually engaging. Instead, they were taking down notes, and they were moving out of the way of anything that kind of like pops in their direction. And then they kept going and going, and then eventually all of the distraction, I'm assuming they were distraction, they disappeared, and then a bridge appeared. Now the bridge is made out of wood, and it wasn't complete. Like, it was solid, you can walk on it, but the railings were not complete. They were sort of like half done, and they were not complete. And the person just walked on the bridge, like they felt confident enough to walk on that bridge, and they didn't have their notebooks called anymore in their hand. And then they walk up to the mountain, and then they reach a fortress. And for some reason, because I didn't say that previously, apparently they were walking with a flag in their hand, and they planted that flag at the top of the fortress, and then they stood there and just looked out at the sun, at the valley, at their surrounding, and the sun was shining down on them like really bright. So basically, the message that this 11:11 portal is bringing is that you're not like everyone else. You do not mix in, you do not conform, and it tires you out, obviously, because you always have to fight against the storm. And it's okay, but you have to change your approach to things. You cannot be the soldier going around and just be fighting up against everything that pops up your way. No, you have to be a scholar. You have to use a different approach, different mindset, and you have to be observant of your surrounding. So basically, if you use this 11:11 portal to change the way you approach things, instead of fighting, instead of bulldozing, you stop, you observe, and you take notes, and then you implement these changes, you will create a path. Now, like I said, the bridge was not complete, so that means that it grows along with you. This is your road, this is your bridge. You created with all the new input that you gain, with all the new changes that you allow, and with all the new things that you let yourself observe, you let yourself experience. So you're creating that. And because you ended on top of a fortress, or at a fortress, I will say like the whole The whole process of it is telling you that you are protected. In moments when you do not have the energy to continue, a fairy will come. Someone will come with some ideas, some input, and that will energize you to keep moving on. And you're protected. Again, you're protected. So don't be afraid to plant your flag in this world. Don't be afraid to put or make that change. You're here to make a difference. So be that difference. Don't be afraid. Stand in your power. The 1111 portal is giving you the necessary assistance to make that change. So go ahead. Best of luck. Oh, also, by the way, before I started the meditation, I heard the song, Tell Me Why Ain't Nothing But a Heartache. I Want It That Way. Exactly. So it might mean something to someone. And best of luck. Bye.